Hello, welcome to MGP. I'm Sheepdog, and there's no Kev this week, so with me is Anna and Pab. Say hello, Anna and Pab.
Hello.
Hello, and you don't even know what episode number it is.
Doesn't matter. I'm not doing the episode number. I'm guessing it's somewhere in the 500s. You can tell everyone now, Pabby, what number is it?
518.
Wow, 518. God, I knew I was forgetting something. I tell you what, a little bit of insight into my mindset here. I spent all day reminding myself not to say, I'm Kev, and with me this week is Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls, because that is what is in my head, and that was all I was thinking as I did the intro there. So I'm glad I didn't mess it up that much, but I did leave the number out. 518, 518 times. That is a lot of podcasts. How are you both doing? You all right?
Yes, tired.
All right.
Tired. Anna's just been asleep, ain't you? Bless you.
Yeah.
Do you know you haven't been on WhatsApp in like 20 days or something? I thought I went to give you a text. I went to nudge you, and I thought, should I ring her? And I was like, no, I won't ring. No one likes being rung.
No.
But WhatsApp was like, Anna has not been on WhatsApp in what date was it?
I just
The
don't use
17th
it.
of June. And I was like, what? So it's you only text me on WhatsApp, but you haven't texted me since the 17th of June. That's wild.
Yes.
That's such a long time. I was like, has Anna changed numbers without telling me?
I don't think I have anyone else on there who.
Well, I'm honoured.
I talk to Andrew's people, but I usually text them via my iMessage instead of WhatsApp because I just find it's an extra
We could
nap.
iMessage as well. I iMessage everyone except Pab, to be fair. I don't think I've ever texted Pab. I'm not even sure I have Pab's mobile number. I think Pab has mine.
Nope.
But no? This is weird. Every now and again, Pab, it occurs to me that I've known you for what, like a decade at least? And I sort of vaguely know you live next door to a dentist. I spent a long car ride with you. We've slept in the same room more times than anything else. Probably more times than we've had meals together. Probably more times than we've done most things. We've slept in the same room.
Mm-hmm. That car ride though was the longest ride you've ever been on.
Yeah. So I've honestly probably spent more time sleeping alongside you or sitting in a car with you than any other thing we've ever done. Because even at events, we don't necessarily walk alongside each other that often. And yet we only communicate via Twitter and podcasts outside of that. It's a very weird existence, Pabby.
That suffices me.
That suffices you. But you don't know the real Sheepdog. You don't know. You only know event Sheepdog.
Yeah.
I feel like you're missing out on a whole spectrum of Sheepdog there that you're not getting.
By the end of that weekend, I'm like,
Sheepdog.
I am okay with that.
You wait till you meet like Farmer Sheepdog. Oh, he's a character. Or Scientist Sheepdog is very good. I don't know, Pab. I feel like maybe we should one day the four of us should like go on holiday on an island or something. I don't know. Find a nice hot island and go all inclusive and just chill. It'd be a very different vibe, very different side of us all. But at some point it'd be handy to be able to communicate with you outside of Twitter because obviously that's blowing up. We're all on Threads and Blue Sky and all the other gubbins that have existed this week. I've signed up to so many different apps this week, it's confusing my brain. But to be fair, I've only seen Kev do it. I've not seen you on Threads yet. I've not seen you on Blue Sky yet. Are you just waiting to see what happens when the dust settles?
I've got the Threads.
You
have to be invited. You have to be invited to the other one, don't you? So I was like, I'm not bothered. Then I'll wait.
Not bothered or not invited? Which is it?
If somebody invited me, I'd take it. But like, I'm not going out there going. Someone send me an invite. I'm not clambering to get on it. You know what I mean?
I see. I put out the old bat signal, and someone. I thought to myself, this will be interesting. Put out a tweet saying, anyone got an invite? I wonder how long it would take for someone to say yeah. And it wasn't very long. I was very pleased with that. Although I've been on it however long I've been on it, and I've only got 8 followers, sorry. That's terrible. Only 8 followers on there. I'm not doing well at this. I realised on Threads earlier that I have no idea how to do all this stuff. I'm floundering on each of them. But that's all right. Who needs followers, eh? Who needs them? Not me. But if you do want to follow me on there, it's at Sheepdog6K on all of them. That's been a fun week. I mean, I'm assuming these count as games. Didn't Charlie Brooker call Twitter a game at one point or another in some sort of game of the year thing he was doing?
Best games of all time.
Yeah.
I still don't understand how he calls it a game, but
He was just being a wang, wasn't he? He just didn't want everyone to go, "You're going to make The Last of Us" or something like that. It was his way of copping out and saying it's Twitter, because if he'd have said it was Ocarina of Time, anyone who didn't like Zelda would have been like, "Meh," and would have questioned his gamer credentials. So yeah, he just went with his own cheeky little answer. So that is my review of Charlie Brooker. I had something I was going to ask, and it's gone out of my brain. But I am gonna ask you a question I've been wanting to talk to you about. I don't know whether Kev told you this already, Anna, but while we were away the other day, Mrs. Sheepdog messaged me. So we were doing Best Thing From. We were in Milton Keynes, and Mrs. Sheepdog messaged me saying, "Can I book us a weekend in Centre Parks?" And I was like, "Bloody hell, I don't really want to have to spend a kidney on that." We've cancelled our Lanzarote holiday because of Oliver's leg, so I was kind of like, that's going to be so expensive, a weekend at Centre Park. So I replied, "How much is it?" And she replied, "The price." And I said, "Look, for that much money, I'm pretty sure that at least 3 of us in this house would rather get an Xbox or a PS5.
Oh.
And she replied, well, so she was asking for about a week at first. She replied, going, "Well, what if we go for a weekend and you get that then?" And I was like, so Kev's there going, what? Take the deal. Like, do it. How much is the weekend? And then when I told him how much the weekend was, he was like, "If you don't book the weekend to Centre Parks, I'm booking it now," because it was like $1,000. And he was saying that everywhere he'd looked, it was way more, blah, blah, blah. I think it's like Friday through to Monday or something like that we're doing, which is still a lot. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying that's a good deal, but it's a better deal than you'd expect in the summer holidays. So it also works out. Obviously, we've cancelled our holiday. We're getting the money back from that. We were planning on going away in October. I had this weird work insurance thing where for every night we're in hospital, they're giving us a payout of £50. And because Ollie just lounged around in a bed for like 15 days straight, it's like, all right, brilliant. So that was quite cool. So yeah, anyway, long story short, when I got home, I was just like, "So yeah, I'm going to get PS5 then, am I?" Or I think that's probably what I'd get. And she was like, "Yeah, fine. As long as we definitely still go away in October, that's fine." So then I was all ready to do it. And then Amazon have come up with their bloody, it's Prime Day on the 12th and 13th or whatever it is, 11th and 12th. So now I'm like, it would be mad of me to buy it before the 11th, right? It makes sense for me to go online on the 11th and see what Prime deals there are. I don't know whether their deals are usually better for PS5s and stuff like that, because why would they be? They're so in demand.
Yeah, they don't need to go on sale because they sell themselves regardless of the price.
Yeah.
It's like
then
an
I'm
Apple
like,
product. They don't really go on sale, do they?
Yeah. So then I'm like, do I just go for it then? Because like Ollie, bless him, because I'm an idiot. I don't know about you, Anna. Whenever Andy's unwell or sad, I have a habit of just being like, "When you're better, we'll do something really nice," and over-promising. So I was like, "When you're better, we'll get you a gift." Because I knew we were getting this £50 a night thing. And at this point, we'd been in 5 or 6 days. I was like, I think we must have been in 6 days. And I thought, God, 6 days, that's I've done the maths right there. That's 300 quid. I was like, I could get him a 300 quid gift. He'd be well happy with that. Like, I sort of said to him, "I won't spend all of the money, but I'll get you a nice gift." I was thinking that's a good budget of money that it's money I've not lost or spent or whatever. I've just got it. So I promised him that, and then we were obviously in much longer. So when we come to it, he was like, "I want a VR headset," and I was like,
"You can do that for 300."
Yeah, do you know what? I've since learned that you can, but at the time I absolutely tacked myself.
Isn't he too young for that though? Due to his eyes.
He's been telling me that one of his classmates has one.
Yeah, but you need to be.
They never stop going on about it and all of this. He was like, "So and so keeps talking about theirs, and they're always bragging about how cool it is." And I was like, "So you only want it because you're jealous?" It's the same kid who comes in with bottles of Prime to drink at school, and Ollie's like, "I want Prime," and I'm like, "I'm not spending £8 on a bottle of drink because you're jealous of your mate." Okay, it does say it's for ages 13 and up. Oh God. Okay, so I'm gonna have to explain to him that he's not actually old enough. That sucks. I figured that out. I'm guessing none of them will be for younger kids then.
No.
And especially if you get travel sickness from sitting down.
He doesn't. He spins around and all sorts. He's like the anti-me for that. I'll have to look into that then, because I tried to steer him towards maybe getting, because he'd been also raging as he wanted a phone, and I was saying, "No, you're too young for that," and he was like, "Everyone in my class has one except me," and I was like, "That can't be true." And then
how old is he?
He's just going into year 6, so that is pretty accurate. Emily got one when she was in year 6, to be fair. So I was
But
trying
he
to
doesn't
nudge him
need
towards that.
like top of the range.
Doesn't need a fancy one.
No,
No,
because they're
exactly.
kids.
He'd just have one.
Yeah.
But so he'd set me down. So part of me was looking at maybe. I text Kev saying, "Why isn't there a PS5 bundle that comes with a VR headset?" And he was like, "Because they're basically the same price as each other, and
Yes.
no one's going to spend all that at once." So I was like, "Okay, that does make sense." I assumed that they would get your PS5 with your VR headset alongside it, but no. So I'm sat here thinking that's probably the one I want because it's. I've not played all of the games on that. There's lots coming out. The Final Fantasy VII Remake 2, the Spider-Man 2. Obviously, I've not played any of the God of War games that everyone was raving about being good, so it'd be good to catch up on them. I was sat there thinking, God damn it, because Anna's talked about how bad Final Fantasy 16 is. I'm like,
but,
no, that's my opinion.
Yes,
Some people
I
like
said
it.
how good it is.
No, yeah, and I don't want to sound like I'm saying I somehow don't trust your opinion or anything like that. What I am thinking there is that Anna likes the ones I loved, so and you haven't played them, have you, Pab?
No, but I've played a lot of
games.
Yeah, I've played a lot of other games.
No, but like Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, and 10 are like my games. They're like my entire teenage years in game form. Like 10-2 came out when I had my own flat, and that was the last time I was properly into playing PlayStation games. And I remember, I think I said this before, I've told the story plenty of times, that I was so into that my PlayStation broke, and I literally got on a bus, went into town, bought a new PlayStation, and got the bus home so I could continue my save because I wasn't accepting the fact that my PlayStation was broken. I think I traded the broken one in. I didn't even bother checking why it was broken. I just traded it in, bought a new one, and carried on. And it was like a whole sort of hour and a half where I just was like, "Oh no, my PlayStation's broke." Go off into But all the Final Fantasies since then haven't really lived up to it. 12 was okay. But all the ones after that have kind of been disappointing. So for Anna to be saying that 16 is disappointing as well, it just makes me fear that it's a bridge too far again. And if that's the case, that's a big shame because I'd heard a lot of good things. I'd heard a lot of bad things about how it's like a 30-hour film, but I'd also heard positive things, and the pictures look really pretty. The gameplay, the fight, the big Malbras, is that what they're called? They look really cool. The big poisonous plant
call it
things.
a Marlboro.
What is it called?
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah,
the icons.
No. He means in the oh god, in the demo, you have that big boss, big like plant base, big mouth, tries to suck you in.
I'm just gonna check it out.
I know what I mean.
I'm trying not to tap.
I've only fought 2 of those, including that one.
Yeah, Malboro, Malboro. They're in all the Final Fantasies. They're a big mouthed plant thing that vomits poison all over you, and
there's lots of things in there that is.
But I saw that in a picture of Final Fantasy 16 and was like, wow, that looks so good. Like, it was just a really cool looking picture. And I just thought, this game does look cool. But, I mean, I was going to look for a Final Fantasy 16 bundle and then thought, I don't want to get it if it's rubbish. I don't want to feel like, I got one new game with it and it was this one and it's cack. I don't know, maybe I should just form my own opinions like an adult. But, I'm just wary. I don't want to make a stupid choice. You know what with me? I've got a lot better at this over the years. Like, I'm not going to spend 3 months trying to decide what to do and how to move and this, that, and the other. But while I wait for, if I'd got home and just bought, if they hadn't have had that stupid wait for Prime Day thing pop up, I'd have had one by now. It would have been delivered and I'd have played it. But it's like that came up. It's given me time to stew on it. And now I'm like, right, I'm still I think I will just, now I've waited a bit and I've got a busy weekend, I'll just get it on Tuesday. It'll be fine. If I go on there and there's no discount, I've not lost anything. If I go on there and there's 10% off, I've gained, a couple of quid. But, I just don't know if it's a get Final Fantasy 16. It'd be handy, actually, if listeners could message and say what they thought of it and what their previous favourite Final Fantasy was. Because I do trust you, Pab, that it's good. I just know that Anna and I align well on Final Fantasies. and I don't. My attention span's probably better now that I'm on these meds as well. To be fair, so maybe and Anna needs those meds, if you believe me.
Hey, I tried to give that game a fair chance. I was just so bored. It was like take a step, cutscene, take a couple of more steps, cutscene. I cannot be doing with that. I need just let me get on with it. Like,
Is it not a skip? I suppose it's hard not wanting to skip as well, isn't it? Because you don't want to be like,
you don't want to know what's not happening, what has not been said. But then I've realised it doesn't matter if I skip, because they'll tell me again in a couple of minutes about what that person just said.
Oh God! But it'd be handy if you could skip it. It would just tell you go to the castle or whatever. Go shoot so and so because he's above it. Whatever, just some sort of plot summary. Some genius needs to make a website where they just summarize all the cutscenes so you can quickly read them and then crack on with the game, because that's no different, is it? For me, that probably helped me follow the plot better. I've played a lot of the older Final Fantasies several times through, and it's only in more recent years when I've really, really tried my hardest that I've actually understood what the hell was going on. Like, it turns out I was just enjoying the colours and didn't really follow the plot in a lot of these games because I'm just stupid. But yeah, it'd be interesting to play some of these games now I've got attention span pills so that I can actually absorb what's being said at me, because that'd be fascinating. They might actually have very structured interweaving plots and stuff. Who knows?
And also the big battles are overheating PlayStation 5s. Just to put that out there. Yeah.
Is that older ones or all of them?
I have no idea. I saw a headline and I had a quick scan. Apparently, you need to move all the dust from your PlayStation, like the vents, to stop it from overheating, because apparently they're quite intense. And I was like, oh, I did one of them. My PlayStation was fine.
I thought that the whole big thing was they'd put a massive heat sink on there that was supposed to do.
But I think because there's a massive vent, but if you get in that clogged up with dust over the past 3 years and you've not, because like I religiously get my Hoover and just with like a little nook cleaner and go around the edges and pull out all the dust.
I was just telling Pab that I'd added one of them to an Amazon list because I don't know if this is actually. I'm going to say it on a podcast, but let me know if this is actually allowed, because I don't really want to get in trouble for doing it. There's a I don't even know. I must have got an email at one point or another going, "Could you review our thing? We'll give you a copy of it if you review it on Amazon." And so I ended up with some bits and bobs. I can't remember what the first thing was, but I've got a dehumidifier, just other random gadgets. And they sent me They sent me a link saying like, buy this air blower, and we'll give you a refund for it if you review it. And then I said, well, no, you buy it for me and then I'll review it. And they were like, we don't do that anymore. And we went back and forth. And anyway, earlier on, I was going through Amazon and saw that was something I'd been looking at. And I thought, I don't remember looking at that. Read about it. I was like, I want to get one of these air blowing things. This looks pretty cool. And so I added it to a list for later, thinking I'll get it in a bit. And then I've just established it was her that had asked me to. I was looking through WhatsApp when I was trying to message you earlier, and I saw the message from her being like, "We want you to review our air blower." And I'm like wondering now whether I should go back and be like, "I'll buy it if you promise to refund me immediately." But I don't know how you get into that. If people are interested, I'll hunt it out. I'll ask them if they need any referrals, because it was cool. My dehumidifier is pretty good, but yeah, the air blower might be handy for the PlayStation then as well. It's given me more reason to invest in one. I just planned to walk around the house just squirting air at people. That was my thought process. And
you want to be pulling dust out, not in.
Yeah. Sorry, no, you're right. It goes both ways, because it's also clear air vents, and I've got an air vent that's full of dust, and I was planning on blowing through that. That was why I had out in my head. But no, you're right. I mean, I could use a Hoover for that as well, to be fair. I had tried, but anyway.
That's what I have on my Shark. My Shark came with a car cleaning kit, and it has like the nooks and cranny little tiny little brush thing.
Hang on a minute.
And I just go around the sides.
Shark's got that as well. It's in a bag, so I need to find the bag. It came with a bag of nook and cranny car cleaning stuff, and I think we just hung that up somewhere. The bag might even become like a washing bag, a laundry bag. Any bag becomes a laundry bag in our house.
Yeah, it comes with like an extra small pipe that you put onto your big pipe, and then you can put like the little tiny accessories on the end, and then do your business. I've used them on the car and the
my air vents
PlayStation.
were going to be spotless over the weekend thanks to that nugget of information.
There you go.
I've been having a really weird week with stuff because I can't remember. I don't think I said it to you guys. Right, this is game related. So for the listeners who are more into game stuff, it is moderately game related, loosely, very slightly game related. I think I mentioned to you all recently that I had a Pokestop put outside my house and then it got deleted. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I messaged Pokemon Go and I was like, "Hey, where's my Pokestop gone?" And they were like, "What are you talking about? You know, acted ignorant." Because I was ashamed of how much this was bothering me, I was like, "My son, he's really upset. My son is so gutted. Please give it back for my son." Obviously, he doesn't care. It's entirely for me. But we went back and forth for ages, and they were like, "We need the property owner's permission." And I was like, "I literally own the house. Like, give it back." And they were like, No, not the property owner of the house, the property owner of the land." And I was just like, "Oh, all these emails are all claiming I'm the owner." I'm like, "Actually, no, I'm not. Sorry, I'm not. I don't own that land. I thought you meant my house because it's like the same space." And they were telling me that the land's owned by some association thing. And I was mortified at the thought of going to this like person who lives in one of the neighbouring houses and owns is the president of the housing association or whatever it is. And I just thought, this is cringe. I can't do this. And then yesterday, I just thought, you know what? I can only ask. Not yesterday, so earlier in the week, I can only ask. So I messaged saying, "Does anyone know who it is?" And it was this lady who lives down the road from me. She's younger than my mum, but she's older than me, is probably a good way of putting it. So I asked her, and she was like, "Oh, I'm happy to do that, but I do have to ask permission from all of the neighbours because it's an association, and all the people who own the land is shared between all these like 20 houses across the road from me. We're not part of it because we live on a different road, but it's like facing theirs." Anyway, so she had to email all of my neighbours going, "The guy at this address wants to know if you mind us having this Pokemon stop outside."
Do they understand it's not real? It's just in game.
Yeah, they understand it's in game and it's virtual, and they, as far as they're concerned, it's for my son. But I know that none of them believe that for a second. And they're all replying stuff like, "Oh, as long as we don't get overrun by Jigglypuffs. Oh, as long as I understand you got to catch them all," and all of this. I'm getting all these messages being like, "Go be a master," and all of this. Just all these cheesy like. And I'm sort of half like, brilliant, they're really cool, I'm glad they all get it, but part of me is like, I can't show my face out here anymore. And then in passing, I stumbled across a thing which I tweeted about earlier, and was like saying that, so I saw something shared where if you live in an area where your house doesn't have drains, your water company can't charge you for surface drainage. It's like your bill has water to the property, water out of the property in sewage, which they call foul, and then surface water, which is rain and floods and that kind of thing. And I was like, we don't have pipes. So I mentioned it in this group, and this same lady was like, "Here's all the diagrams you need. Here's all the proof that, we don't have." She's basically sent me this whole thing about we've got these things called soakways that drain into our middle of our field and this, that, and the other. And I sent all that to our water company yesterday, and they replied being like, "Yeah, no, that's cool. Here's a refund." They give me a refund of like £280 and dropped our bill down by £16 a month and all of this. Wow. But I was just like, I've had 2 interactions with this lady now. One of them has been to mortifyingly embarrass myself in front of all the neighbours over Pokemon, and the other is to get that massive wedge of cash back, which I've shared that information with the neighbours in the hope that they will. I want to override the fact I'm the Pokemon loser and be known as the legend who got them all 200 quid. I'm hoping my heart of hearts, and it'll be like, "This guy's such a legend. We know he likes Pokemon. Let's shower him with." They won't. That's not really what I'm hoping for. But I'm hoping I've overwritten my reputation in one foul swoop, because I used to be the busybody who had managed to save everyone a fortune with persimmons by getting the freehold problem sorted. But that reputation has faded. So yeah, I'm hoping I can become the soak away guy rather than the Pokemon guy. But I'll keep you updated on how that goes. I really want this Pokestop back, and if the Gambit doesn't work, I don't know what I've got to do next. But I read that Niantic had sacked like 250 staff, and I thought, oh, for the love of God, if they've sacked, I think it was Ashton who I was emailing. I was like, if Ashton's gone, I'm gonna have to start this whole thing again. But they replied to my email, so they're still there, or somebody's posing as them and still there. But yeah, God, it's a lot of work just to save myself walking the 200 meters the opposite way to spin a Pokestop. I just want to have one where I sit. I feel like it would really.
I have one that
I
can spin from sitting, which is.
Don't
handy.
I know it? The amount of times I assume as I'm pulling up to your house, I think that'll be yellow. Anna's already sorted this, and it's red or it's blue. I'm mortified.
Oh yeah, I'm not always on it because there's a bunch of kids that keep taking it from me. But there was
your other half.
When we went to I think it was Tenerife or something, we got it to yellow, and it was still yellow like a week later. No one had took it, and we didn't know why. But yeah,
I've got a thing happened around here. People think I'm some sort of insane lunatic, which again,
that's not hard.
Ignore all the stories from earlier. But basically, I got this gym put in. I've been using it. And I've been told that when I'm in it, anyone else who tries to join it gets kicked out. I'm the only person in it. And then when I was away with Ollie in hospital, it just stayed empty for the entire time. And anytime anyone tried to take it, it just went back to grey. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I put a Pokemon in it, and my Pokemon just sat there for 2 days straight. And they kept sending me updates about it had been knocked out. And I was like, I swear on my life, this is not me. I'm not some weirdo who's not letting any of you join me in my little gym party. Like, if anything, I want more people there because it helps me defend it for longer and all this stuff. I want my coins. But some nutter is... Because I put a message out being like, stop being weird with the gym. And then from my point of view, I'd solved the problem because whoever it was stopped being weird with the gym. But while I was away, it absolutely looks like I'm the one causing it now because they've not been able to get a look in. And I've been like... imploring them to believe me that it's not me, but all the signs, whenever I'm like, well, I'm not even there, they're like, yeah, we know because it's grey, and I'm like, oh, god damn it, it's not me. It'll turn out it's Claire or something. She's probably doing it to stop playing the game, or I don't know. I don't know her logic, but still, it's bizarre. So yeah, everyone here thinks I'm a lunatic. But yeah, your partner, I spent the whole time I was waiting for him to come out of the house taking that gym down, and he drove the wrong way out of your street, so I couldn't win the beginning.
No.
I was like, no!
You should have told him to go back round. I
bloody did. He was like, no. I was like, oh, you've gone the wrong way. And he was like, no, I haven't. Shut up. It was fine. But yeah, this my week in gaming has been more than this, but one has obviously taken up a lot of it. I was just putting out a tweet earlier that I've been hammering all of the Switch games to try and complete the Pokemon Home forms decks. So I've got three more I need to get, right? And I can either hunt out someone online who's willing to give me them as a trade, or I can go on eBay and spend £1.50 and it's got legit written in big letters. Whether I believe that or not, I don't know, but it says it's legit. £1.67 from Jamaica even. And they'll just meet me in game and trade me it. And there's someone else offering the other one I need for £1.09. Fully legitimate. Somehow they've got 381 of them legitimately. Annoyingly, I have a code for this, but it doesn't work. I'm very disappointed that I got the code and the code's no longer active or whatever. And I'm like, do I really want to spend? So it's only £2, which is fine. It's not about money. It's about is that wrong? Is that sullying the good name of my collection if I've gone through the entire... I've done every single one of the deck's Pokemon legitimately. Some of them, Lewis, just messaged me and said I can give you them all. I've got spares of them, but obviously that's legit. I have a friend who gave me 9 legitimate ones he had spare. But these two, I'm like, is it wrong to buy? I can't get them any other way unless someone's
buy them.
Huh?
Did you say you were going to buy them?
Well, yeah, on eBay I can get the pair for less than £3. So I'm like, is that terrible? I'm pretty sure they're not legit, even though they've got legit written on the page so many times. It makes it seem less legitimate that they've said it so many times. But I'm like, because there's 1,423 forms in this app, and I have 1,421. So I'm those two short. I've done everything else legit, and I'm like, because it's basically wait then, isn't it? Which is horrid. And I think maybe I should just wait, because it's like there'll come a time when I'll bump into someone who'll be like, "Yeah, I've got both of them," and or whatever, and that'll be wondrous. But it's just there. I mean, I brought the page up earlier because I was looking at it, and I'm just sat here thinking like it's just there. I mean,
why can't you get them in game?
well, so one of them was like some special European event they did in Gen 6 where they gave this like this butterfly, this Pokeball kind of colouring on it. And this other one was when they released the last Pokemon film, one of the Pokemon wore a scarf in the film, and so they released that as a form, and that's it. It's like the dad form of this thing that's wearing this pink scarf, and it's like, God damn it. I mean, as I say, I had the code. I got the code from this French website when they were advertising them. I just never put it in because I'm an idiot who forgets stuff, and when I tried it, it doesn't work. And I'm like, God damn.
Can't you just email them and go, "Hey, this happened. Could you help me, please?"
They'll say no. I mean, I'll try it, but they'll say no. I think it's probably a bad idea to buy them. I remember seeing someone who told me they had all the shinies, and then it turned out they'd spent 50 quid on eBay for them, and I thought that was a really weird thing to do. So I think I've convinced myself, and you've convinced me not to do it. I was very close to doing it just then, though. I was like, oh, I want it complete. But I'd spent a lot of time. To be fair, I spent so much time this week doing it. It would be weird to just complete it with a weird, dodgy technicality, wouldn't it? Kind of probably. I might, if that's what I was going to do, I might as well have just done that a week ago and saved myself the time. Yeah, no, it's been fun. It's been very relaxing, just running around trying to complete minor tasks to get another one chalked off. My brain likes that. I feel like I need another game, or I need well, I suppose they are releasing a DLC soonish, but I need another update at some point to keep my brain enjoying these collections. The only other thing I've been doing game-wise is the Sonic Frontiers. I've not played loads of it this week, but I played a little bit of it. I hear Pabby has just downloaded it. And did you start it up, Pab, or are you saving it for later?
Sorry?
Have you started it, or are you saving it for later?
I thought you just downloaded it, yeah.
20 quid's a bargain for that, though. I thought it was a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I think so.
On what console? Or is that Steam?
Steam.
Ah, okay. Fair enough.
All right, I thought it was Switch you'd got it on. I didn't realise it was Steam.
No. I play it on a console that can run it.
Well, it runs all right on the old Switcheroo. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is my week. I don't know, that was a massive tangent, and I've hogged like half of the show.
I like tangents. It's I like to hear what goes on in your mystical world of Sheepdog. It's quite funny. It's
been a mess. But Pab, do you want to bang an ad in there, and then you can talk about your weeks?
I can do that.
Good stuff. I'm not going to praise the advert, Pabby, because I've not heard it yet. So I'll give you real feedback. I'm not going to do a Kev and just, pat
Kevin
you on the
listens to all of them. What are you on about? He listens.
Oh no, but he praises them before he hears them, and I'm not about that. Pab has to earn the respect. He knows that. It means more that way.
It's not my fault if they choose to put a bad ad in or not put one in at all. I just say to the people, if you're going to put one in, this is where you should put it. And it's not on my head anymore.
If you're going to put one in, make it one of your best, please.
I mean, I can ask them, but they're not very responsive.
Mean they'll listen. Yeah.
Yeah, they
kind of go. You can only lead a horse to water.
It's more like who pays the most
Can't make
money.
It swim.
Yeah.
So yeah, what have you been doing if you've not been playing Sonic?
What have I been doing? I have been playing predominantly Final Fantasy 16. Ooh. I am 20 hours in now. So I think I'm about 58% through, I think, the PlayStation.
That's very precise. Yeah.
Well, the PlayStation gives you a percentage, doesn't it? There's no way of telling in game, but if you go
just like finger in the air, like.
If you look at the PlayStation, it won't tell you the hours or anything in the game. I can't figure that one out or how far I'm in. But when you look at on the PlayStation, like menu sort of thing, it shows you there's a percentage of the main quest is like percentage through the main quest, which I presume is what it is going to be, and it says about 58%, I think it was. And I'm about 20 hours through. I now have 4 icon abilities.
Nice.
but you can only use 3 at a time.
Yes.
So I've had to drop the Phoenix one.
Mhm.
But I just wanted to see what the new one does. And the potential. I feel like the potential for what you can do is just bonkers. Like I've not even. To be fair, I've not done anything realistically like the way the game wants me to do it, where you can probably combo these different abilities and stuff like that to be more effective. I haven't done any of that stuff. There's like the abilities, like wheels on each icon has a wheel of abilities, doesn't it?
Yes.
I didn't realise that you could just equip those. Those were equipable things, and I just bought them all. Not realising that you can't. There's not just like a move set that you can have, and if you just do a certain button combination, you'll do it. I don't know what I was thinking it was doing, but I bought every single thing on the wheel. Realizing,
oh yeah, I did that. I didn't know what I was doing. If I'm honest,
I didn't know what I was doing, and I've just realised like I could probably just like refund nearly all of it, and just put more into the ones I'm using.
Yeah.
So I think you can refund them things. I need to look into
Yeah,
that.
you can. I think there's a button in the bottom.
Yeah, and
that
I
says
don't think it
refund
costs
all.
anything to do so either. So I might just do that anyway.
So you can respec on the fly.
Yeah, exactly. Because I've just been buying things assuming. I only recently came across the tab that shows you what moves you're using, and you can swap them moves out. And I was like, oh, this is where that page is. I was like, it's assuming I was just doing the moves automatically because I had that chain on or that ring on or whatever it was that just automatically does attacks for me. I realised I was doing that as well this week, where it's like all I'm doing is just mashing square, and the item that I have equipped just does the best moves for you and just does all the combos for you. So I'm literally just mashing square, and it does all of my specials, all my magic abilities, all the things. I don't have to do anything. You can. So I'm getting to the point where that is effective, that it works.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to. I might take it off and
try yourself.
Because I'm sure at this point, because I'm still doing a lot of the attacks myself anyway, and still switching between the icons and doing the different abilities. But if I just mash through it, I can clear a basic enemies in like probably 10 seconds. Bosses, it's a bit more challenging to do the bosses. So yeah, where we're at, 20 hours in, I'm all over the place. I've seen so much lore and so much. I've been to the woman who gives me the lore and shows me about all
Was
the
that a
different
woman?
lands.
I thought that was a man.
Which one?
In the pub.
In
your base unit, there's a guy you can go and talk to, and you give him your
With
stories.
purple hair?
I don't remember.
No, I think there's a woman with purple hair.
Okay.
It's in my base, and she's in there. She's like the historian kind of thing, and like the one who knows the lay of the land sort of thing, and knows what's going on. And that's where your Game of Thrones stuff comes in, because it's like, oh, this land's warring with this land, and this one's suddenly allied with this one, and if you go this way to that one, they won't see you coming, because I'm like, huh? Who sees? Who am I going to again? I'm like, just yeah, sure. I'll take your word for it. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes I know the general gist of it. I don't know how to say this. Is it potentially spoils what I'm about to say? I don't know. If you don't know what I'm referring to, it might not mean anything.
Okay.
I just where I'm at in the game is I just locked someone's hands off.
Nice.
Yep. And people who have done it will know where I am. Other people don't mean anything to them. So I've done that. Like I say, it's about 20 hours in, and I think I saw in the week that to do main quest, it's about 35 hours long. To completionist is about 67 or something, whatever it was. And
Are you doing side missions then?
I'm still doing side missions because they are simple.
They are, yeah.
They are so simple. There's like oh, I need some more things. Go and collect this for me. Okay, run over there, collect it, come back. Okay, yep, there you go. Side quest done. It is the side quest is so much fluff. It is untrue. But I implore you to do the side quests with the plus symbols on them. Those are the ones I mentioned last week that gets you the chocobo. So they are side quests that will grant you something useful. And I've done one that makes potions more potent. So they are now doing a lot. They're giving me a lot more health. And so I can still only carry 4 of each, 4 standard potions and 4 high potions, whatever they are. But they do a lot more healing for you. So that is said for something. That is going a long way, I suppose. The other thing I've noticed is a new patch came in. I've only done it today.
Yeah,
I think it only came in yesterday.
Yeah.
There's finally an option to remove motion blur.
Oh God, yeah.
So much better. It's night and day. Because I feel like at times it make me a bit sick when you spin the camera around and it just blur. You just blur your way around. You're like, ugh. It kind of messes with your eyes a little bit. I couldn't fathom what was going on. And I thought the motion blur was there just to mask the frame rate. But it seems to be all right. It seems to be pretty steady at 30 anyway. I've got it on graphics mode. But yeah, I'm ploughing on. I'm still enjoying it. Like I say, the story is kind of insane. I've met Mid now. I don't even know if Mid was in you'd have heard of Mid.
Not a clue.
Yeah.
I got to the big fire boss, and I just like.
See, I don't know how to say this now either, because I've told you I've met Mid, and I don't know if I want to tell you. I didn't know who this person was. But everyone in the base knew who she was. And Clive behaved like she knew who she was. I'm like, who is this person? Just wandered in and just gone, all right. I'm like, huh? Who? What?
That's what I mean. There's so
you're not in that world, Pab, so maybe you're not supposed to know who they are yet.
Well, no. Well, this is the
flashback is 13 years previous. Not the flashback. The demo is 13 years previous.
Before,
yeah. So, and you meet all these people, and then obviously you meet them as you're going through the game, and it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember.
I'll also say that from the time you played it, Anna, there's also another time jump to five more years.
What, backwards?
Forwards.
Oh gosh, okay.
So I'm playing. So you in the demo you play as like the teenager one, and then in the main game you start off at 28 I think, or 28 I think, and I think you then play as him at 34 as well or something like that. So. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it now, and I've got a new person in my base who, like I say, is called Mid, and everyone needs to. I'm assuming at some point in that 5-year gap, something's happened where I don't know. I don't know. I don't. It's not really a spoiler. It's not really a spoiler because it happens in the game, and everyone just talks about it like as if it's a normal thing. And I'm going, you who? Who? What? And everyone's just like behaving like it's normal. And I'm like, am I supposed to know this person? I'm gonna say it. So Mid is the daughter of Sid.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know. I've never heard of her. She's just turned up, and everyone's going, "Oh, she's back, great!" And I'm like, I didn't know she'd been. I didn't know she'd been in the first place. So I don't know. But apparently,
that's got to just be a plot thing, Pabby. That's got to.
So,
just
like I say, I assume at some point there'll come a point where the story goes to like reminiscing on how we came about her in the first place, or you know what I mean. I don't know, unless I've just been that ignorant to the fact that she's been mentioned in the story earlier on, and I've just not been paying attention. But I feel like I'm quite honed in on the story stuff, so I don't know. I'm enjoying what I'm playing. Someone asked me whether I would platinum this the other day, and I was like, would I platinum this? And I'm like, I don't know.
It doesn't seem that. From what I've played, it doesn't seem that hard.
I said this at the time. I said, if it seems doable, then yes. If it seems to be one of them platinums where it says play it on ultra hard difficulty and complete it in 3 hours, I'm gonna go no. Because there's them games just like who does that to themselves?
Even the demo was 2 hours. The start of the game is 2 hours long.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what I mean. Them games that want you to do it within a certain time, and you're not allowed to take any hits, and you're like,
oh, good lord,
what sort of maniacs wants to platinum that much that you're going to do that? People are crazy people. But if it's like, oh, just do all the side quests and collect all the collectibles, it's like, okay, I'll just have a map up and we'll do it. But yeah, I might platinum it. I don't know. It's I want to say it's my first Final Fantasy, but it's technically not, because I did play a little bit of 15, and I played the first month of 14 when that first came out, and then it wanted me to pay money, and I went no. I was like, they don't really count, do they?
They're not.
So yeah, that has taken up most of my time this week, and the only other thing I bought a new game this week. I bought a game called Dave the Diver. It's blowing up.
I have Dave the dog, but
Dave the Diver is I don't know. It's good. I've only played like the first hour or so, and then I immediately got it on my Steam Deck because I'm like, I want to play this on the Steam Deck because this is perfect for this. It's kind of like pixel graphics, and it's humorous, and you're a diver who is getting a job at a sushi place that is on the beach side, and you are collecting the fish to run the sushi to get to the sushi place. So you go down and you have like a harpoon gun type thing, and you harpoon the fish, and you go down and you collect all the fish, and then you take them all back, and then you go and work in the sushi bar at night, and then you have a guy cooking this. You set up the menu, you see what, like, all the fish that you've brought back that day, and then you can go, okay, we can make this and this, and you put them on the menu, and then there's a sushi chef there at the back, and then you've got to basically run front of the house, and you're running back and forth, bringing the food to people, pouring them green tea. There's a green tea like mini game type thing where you've got to pour the exact amount of green tea, and then at the end of the day it shuts up, and it's like, how much money have you made? And then you can then like upgrade the sushi place, or repair the boat, or do upgrades to the boat. I've just unlocked a gun. I saw that there's a guy who said like, oh, it's dangerous under CZ. We'll craft you a gun to get all these parts. There's also these different items underneath. So I've got a lot of like wood and iron from under in the ocean, and I've been doing that sort of thing. So you're crafting different items. And there's side quests for people who wanted some ecological research doing. So I've collected a load of kelp and starfish and what have you. I'm doing side quests at the same time, and then there's this hint of some sort of like dark stuff going on. The way there was like, I think at some point there was a giant squid took a boat down in the night or something, and there's some sort of like, not demonic, but I don't know. There's some sort of like weird stuff going on at night, so you're not allowed to go diving at night. But I want to investigate further with that one and see where that takes me, because something's not quite right with that. But the main game itself that I'm playing so far has been fun. I've just enjoyed it, just diving around, collecting stuff, collecting the fish, collecting the items. There's tons of items underneath to sell, and then you go and have a sushi. Go into a sushi bar at night, and you serve the fine customers. And yeah, I'm gonna keep playing that one. It's like I say, it's spot on for Steam Deck really, because it's not graphically intensive. So I'm gonna play that one. Possibly might be a Steam Deck evening game that I play in bed. Yeah, so far I've enjoyed that. But other than that, what else have I played? Anything else? I don't think I have. I haven't. No, that's me done. So that's over to you, Anna. I'm going to throw it your way.
Me?
Yes.
So I played a bit more Disney, Dreamlight Valley.
Ooh, who have you unlocked?
What have I done? I've done Ratatouille, because I left that for ages. And then I found Donald Duck. So I found oh my god, what's his name in Frozen? What's his name?
Oh, yeah, Christoph.
Olaf.
No, Christoph. I found him, and then I had to go and find Donald Duck in the dark place, and now I found him, and Kevin was very happy with that I found Donald Duck. And now I've just been trying to build up his houseboat thing. That was the last thing I did. I built up his boathouse, and now I need to go and build Ursula's house, because she pops up in every pond after you've done her bits. Like,
yeah, she's freaky, isn't she? She pops up everywhere, makes you jump
everywhere. And I'm like, oh my god, it scared me to death. I didn't know she did that. I thought she just stayed in the cave until she came out. I like her, but I just didn't feel like
her and it might have been patched now, but her and Ratatouille have an annoying thing where they sleep at certain times.
Oh,
no
so
one else
does,
sleeps
yeah.
in the game.
Oh, Moana does. I couldn't go and see her for ages.
Okay. Because, like, every time... So the problem we had was we were only playing it when the kids going from school, and that is when Ursula sleeps. And so we couldn't do the Prince Eric quest for, like, ages because she was always asleep. And I even tried, like, changing the time on my Xbox and stuff like that. In the end, I had to promise Ben that I would get up at a certain time of day, whatever it was, or stay up late and sort it, because he was just so annoyed that he couldn't get... He kept coming home and trying again. So I had to stay up until, like, 2 or 3 one night just to get it sorted so we could continue the game. It was ridiculous.
That is strange. So yeah, I've just been going around there doing what I need to do. It annoys me when you need like a certain thing and you cannot find it. That drives me insane, because you either have to wait till the next day or just go around every part and find it. Because it was like, you need wood, okay. So I've got all this wood. Oh, no, that's the wrong wood. You need dark wood.
I was just going to say, you wait till you need soft wood and hard wood, and when you need something like 9 emeralds and they only spawn in 2 places. So
I've done that. That was a pain in the butt. But if you leave like an area like 5-10 minutes and go back, you should be okay. It's just it's things like seeds that you can only get from dark thorns. That made my eyes twitch. I was just like, give me some seeds so I can plant, please. I just need this. I think it was a carrot or something, and you could only get them from a certain thing. That annoyed me. So I've been playing that on the Xbox because it was on Game Pass. Because if I didn't play that, I wouldn't turn my Xbox on, if I'm quite honest. It just sits there and does nothing. So because I had to re-download everything for Andy, obviously I went in every game to make sure everything worked, and that's got me back into Disney. And then on my PlayStation, apparently people heard that I was playing The Division last week. I don't know how. I did have Victor. Apparently so. Apparently someone heard it.
Do you know, I heard the noises but didn't realise
no
I
one
didn't
told
really register
me.
it. Well, I didn't even I did hear it, but when they mentioned it, I was like, oh god, I didn't even acknowledge that.
Yeah, I think what's happened is I didn't turn off the controller, because you get noises through the controller. Like, so it's like, I don't know why they do it, but there's a speaker and it makes noise.
Oh, is that what that was in the
podcast?
I
I didn't know that was happening, obviously, because I've got these headphones on and I was just playing it silently and I didn't know that was happening. So apologies, but I've just been playing that. Like, I'm going to places I've never been to it when I played it before. Like, before I've played it before. I got to level 30, but I got to level 30 because what I was doing was every time someone needed help, I would jump into their game, which is fine, but I leveled myself up far too quickly. So by the time I was leveled, I think it's 30, I could already jump into the New York Warlords one. So I got on a plane and went to New York, and then I never went back to the base game. So I never finished like The Division. I just went over to New York, and then obviously I fell off the game, and it's just sat somewhere. And then I don't know. I just want to play it because I followed them on Twitter, like The Division, and they keep coming out like, oh, it's the new season. Things have dropped. Oh, you've got a present, because when people were trying to get a certain weapon, people couldn't get it, so everyone got the weapon for free. And I was like, oh, do I get a free weapon? Went in, yes I do. It's called the Doctor. It is all shiny and fun, so I get to play with that for a bit. So now I'm just going through and playing like the rest of the game. Like there's like there's like a plane that you can go, that you have to like go and take over. A plane that's all like crashed and everything, but you like it's, you know, like what's that other game? Oh god, it always messes with my head. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like another game where you're on a plane and you shoot people, and I always forget what it's called. But anyway, you can take over a plane and that can become your base, and I think that's really cool. Obviously there's more expansions than just the New York one, so maybe when I finish the New York and got my bow and arrow crossbow thing that I want, I'll go and see what they're all about. But yeah, I just like going around it, and like, because you can play this single play, you don't have, because like in all the Division games you get like set pieces that you go in with a group and do what you need to do. That's fine, but I like to do it myself, because these people are just running through the levels and not getting the story behind it. So like you'd go on a level and it'd be like, there is a device in this area, and you go to the phone, and then you can to listen to some of the story. The people that I would play with, like get into these games with, would just run past that. Or if there was like an echo, so an echo is like a reconstruction of what happened in that area, they would just run off and not listen. I want to listen. I want to know what's happening. So I rather play like it says matchmake. I got matchmake just in case someone is like where I am and they want to join, but they need to play at my speed. So like I won't follow them and run off. I will wait and listen to the story. But yeah, I've not found a problem about doing these on my own. Like before it was all patched and patches ago, like if you died, you were like kind of stuck, because there was like no respawn areas, or it was made for 4 people and you're like on your own and it's hard. But I've not died once in a mission that I couldn't do on my own. I've been down, but it's like I can get up again, because I think it's like a get up kind of issue kind of thing. But like I've never been like chucked out and got right to the start of the set piece, so I'm doing okay on my own. Someone did go, oh, you can add me if you're having any issues. I'm like, I'll add you, but I'm quite okay on my own, like getting through these missions. So I just want to enjoy the story, because it's like it came out before the pandemic, so like going in and you can see how things, like it wouldn't have gone this bad. But it's like there was a pandemic and now the world has gone to pieces, and this is what could have happened. Obviously it didn't, because we're all okay-ish. So I've been playing that, and then I don't know why. I don't know why I did this, or why I downloaded it, and why I'm playing it. I've been playing the Order 1886.
Oh, that's a throwback.
Yes,
Okay.
I know. And I don't know why. I don't know why it was in my head. I don't know why I it just came into my head, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that game. Did I finish it? I don't know. Let's have a look. Oh no, I've only got 4 trophies. Oh, I might play that again. So I paid for it. It was like £12 on the because there's like a sale going on. So I've been playing that, and to be quite honest, I have no idea what's going on. Couldn't tell you. Not a clue. It is so convoluted. Like, all I get is there's some kind of half-breeds, which are like werewolves, and you are part of the secret order, and you take a medicine that makes you live longer, but it doesn't prevent you from dying. And then like, when someone does die, you take on that name, and I'm like, what? So all these people, these 4 people I'm running around with, that's not their names. That's names of the before people, and they just keep the 4 same names.
Yeah, that's the code names.
Yeah, and I'm just like, that's really sad because, like, if you're friends with one of them, well, obviously you are friends with one of them, and then one dies, you've got to call them that dead person's name. That's like, that's a bit, no, thank you. So, it's such a, yeah, so I've got to a bit where I'm very, very stuck because every time it starts, I get smacked in the face with a shotgun, and it's not helping. I don't know how to not get shot by a shotgun. I'm in a very tight space, and I don't know how to get out of it. I was playing it last night, and I was just, after 4 times, I was like, nope, turn it off, go to bed. I'll do this another time. I don't know what was happening. It was just doing my head in. But this game's very, very dark, as in colour, as in I was struck. I had to turn up the gamma thing all the way to the top because I could not see what was happening in this game. Very dark. But now it looks a bit washed out. But if I turn it down, it looks. I can't play it. Obviously, my old eyes. I definitely need new glasses because I'm like, I cannot work this out. Yeah, so it's very dark. It's very quiet. Like, all the sounds up at max. I'm like, oh, I've got to turn up my TV. But then when I switch my TV, the TV's really loud. But wasn't this like a flagship for the PlayStation 4? I'm gonna say it was like very, very, very early in the PlayStation 4 era. But it stands up on the PlayStation 5. It is very shiny when you're in the right areas. It's very empty. Yes, it's pretty and there's lots to look at, but it's very empty at the same time. Like, I like, say, like The Witcher, and you go into a place and there's like maybe something to read, maybe something to pick up. There's like rooms, and there's no reason for them rooms to be there. Like, you're not even like fighting, they're just rooms and there is nothing in them. And as I play games, I go in, like, I don't go the way I'm supposed to go first. I go every other way but that. And I'm thinking, what's the point? There's nothing in these places. Like, apparently there's photos to find, photo reels. Not found one of them yet, but I've been in every room. I don't know where they're hiding them, but I'm in every room, can't find them. But it's fine. There's like a bunch of different guns. You've got like what's they called? Like a electric arc kind of shooters, guns. You've got a gun that like shoots out some like dust, like, you know, the dust from Etch-a-Sketch. It's like the stuff that's inside them. I can't remember what it is, but you shoot that at them, and then you yeah, you know what I mean. It melts everything. Yeah, you shoot that at them, and then you shoot like a lighted bullet, and it makes everything catch on fire and dissolve. And it's like, that's quite funny because it actually works the way it's supposed to work. But yeah, I apart from it being a bit empty, and I've no idea what the hell is going on, and why they're like, I guess that like it's getting into the meat of the story now. But for the first 2 hours, I was like, what now? Why are we trying to take out these people, and why is this happening? It's all very, very weird. But now I've found like a different group who I was fighting, but now I'm not fighting, and it's just like, huh. But yeah, I'm gonna try and get past the shotgun man who's doing my head in last night. But I have a hankering to play Horizon second one.
Forbidden West?
Yeah.
Get on it, it's great.
It's in my head. Yeah, I think I need to go and install that and get on with it. Like I did all the 3 things I was supposed to do, and now I have to take it somewhere else. So I might go and reinstall that and carry on with that if I can find the game. Oh, it's there. I can see it. Yeah, it's next to what is it next to? What is that? Midnight Suns. So yeah, it's been a while since I played it because every game just gets put in front of what I've played before. Just, I don't know why I have that system, but I do. But yeah, I might put that in and download that. But that is it. That's all I've done this week.
Cool.
Oh,
Well,
no,
I think...
I
Oh,
did.
go on.
I did quickly. I haven't finished it. I did download the Pikmin 4 demo on the Switch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've only played like 10 minutes of it because I did it before dinner. But it's Pikmin game. I love Pikmin games. This one was a bit weird. Like I had like a puppy that I had to sit on, and then as you would go around, you'd pick up Pikmin, and the Pikmin hang off the puppy, and then you use the puppy and the Pikmin power to knock down things. I haven't done that in Pikmin games before. I think this is a new thing.
New. I think it's
Oh,
new.
okay, because I was like, I've never done this before. And then, so I did like this intro area, and I didn't know I was finishing the demo area, the first area, and then I got took to a new world, and I was like, no, I missed a lot of stuff, so I need to go back, but I don't know if the demo would let me, because it says when you have collected I don't know what the things are, but it came up with a 1, like when you've collected this many and this many of this, the demo will end. I was like, huh? But it does come out in, what date? In
Soon.
2 weeks today, the 21st of July. So it's on the Switch. I've played a lot of Pikmin in my life. Like I remember Pikmin 3, that came out on the Wii U. Like that was a long time ago, and then they re-released it on the Switch, which I have. My son, for some reason, loves that game. I don't know why, because I don't think he understands what you have to do, but loves it. Thinks it's great.
Didn't they put 1 and 2 out of on that Nintendo Direct recently?
Possibly.
I think they released 1 and 2 on the instantly.
Okay. Like I'll have to go and have a look. I don't know, but I like Pikmin. They're like these little leaf people of different colours and different elements, maybe, or different classes. So you've got one that like breaks, like one's that's stone, so that breaks like glass. You've got one that's, I don't know, blue, that's that brings up water.
They all have different elements, don't they?
Yeah, they all bring up. But and you go around collecting stuff so you can get back to your planet. You always land on a planet, and now you have, like the last one, you had to collect fruit to get juice, because apparently they lived on juice shakes.
They're going to have like a Pikmin 5 or 6 that just ends like Quantum Leap, where they'll just be like, he never got home. Just continued leaping the rest of his life.
I used to like that
game. Can't fly a
game.
rocket, can he?
No, you can't on there. But yeah, that comes out in 2 weeks. If you like Pikmin puzzly kind of game, obviously with a story attached to it, it's on the Switch and comes out in 2 weeks. But yes, that is all I've played.
Cool. Well, I think, are you done so well, Pabby?
Yeah, wrap us up, Sheepdog.
I can wrap us up. So, as Kev always says, you can find us on Twitter at Mgukpodcast. We're not on anything else yet because I haven't set them up, and I imagine that's on me. I'm at RB6K on Twitter and at Sheepdog6K and everything else.
Oh God, is it me? I'm at Miss Leluja. It's so weird, Kev not being here. It's you know how there's a certain script, and it threw me off. Yes, I'm at Miss Leluja on here, there, and everywhere. I think that's me.
And I'm at Pab 1986.
Good. Well, we shall see you next week. Is Kev back next week, or is he still gallivanting again?
We're both away.
I think we
next
might
week.
be off next week.
Having a week off. Well, we'll see you in 2 weeks then. Might have some games put up by then. Hopefully I'll have a poker stop the next time you hear me then. Well, thanks everyone for listening and have a good week.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening, folks.